Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be diving into some real world politics, some conflicts, and just some actual gameplay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my last video. This is my new series for 5 kingdoms in Cities Skylines. As you see, this little dinosaur thing is off of like a watchtower actually at the Esperian capital. So this kingdom is the Esperian kingdom, as you know. Just a viewpoint from this watchtower. You see some blimps going, or I like to call them airlines. That's an airline going to Sparta, maybe. I don't know. I think it's Sparta, yeah. So, anyways, the current news in the world is that has actually taken the world by shock is that Arrakis, right over here, has become the second nation to develop nuclear weapons. They have actually built a whole military base over here, which Asperia is not happy about. As you see how secure it is actually even bigger and much more sophisticated than the Asperian military base. They have a Pentagon for central military command right here. They have intelligence bureau right here. They have fighter jet station or helicopters, fighter jet stations, and nuclear weapons right here. So yeah, Arrakis has become the second nuclear capable nation in the world, which has now shocked some global politics because nobody wants a nation to have nuclear weapons. For the most part, Esperia has been nuclear capable country only, but now since Arrakis has it, there might be some shift of power. Even their small border right here, this is the only land border, as you see, like that's out of city limits. So the only tiny land border with Esperia, because the rest of it is an island. This is the only one, right? It's only a 2 kilometer border, but it has become a lot guarded, as you see on both sides. They have towers, and they're quickly expanding the military bases towards this because Asperia has their nuclear base right here, and their military bases spread out right to their airline station and airports. So it's getting tricky now. Things are getting tough and harder for Asperia to manage the global dominance, right? Because for the most part now they have been industrial, uh, business sector, they have had a finance sector, they're producing, they're shipping, they were the big power and they had military to back it up. But now they're not the only one with big military, right? So stuff is shifting over here. But then other big news is that might actually be bigger than nuclear weapons is over here between Sparta and Musputin. So earlier there have been conflicts about 2 weeks ago between Sparta and Musputin kings. So the Musputin king and Spartan dictator had an argument over trade deals, which did not go through, and because of their beef, the Musputin king built a dam right here. As you see, the Musputin king built a dam right here along the border of Musputin and Sparta, which now has caused Sparta to flood completely. Or, well, not completely, but it is starting to flood completely, as you see. The military base is still secure, but their residential area is not good. As you see, the fighter jets, they're patrolling, and there might actually be an actual war between Sparta and Musputin soon. Could be any time now, but this is basically an act of war. This has also caused global economic issues because this chain line, as you see, was cut off because of the dam. This chain line ran all the way from Zelom through Sparta, right? Through Sparta to Esperia. And then it ran through Esperia, and then they sent imports and exports. Mind you, this is the only train line that is connecting from Zelom to Asperia. As you see, there's still trains running, but these trains are only going now to Sparta. They're not going anywhere after Sparta, which is causing some economic issues for Asperia as they need to sell and export their goods in and out of their kingdom to maintain their economic power, right? But now this is causing issues, and then on top of that, Iraq is becoming a nuclear capable country. Syria is starting to struggle, and there have been some protests in Syria actually. As you see, there even has been a death here during a violent protest. Protests have been against the king or the president, sorry, of Syria for his weak contingency because he failed to stop Iraqis from building nuclear weapons, right? So now that is becoming a huge, huge mess in Syria. A bigger mess is over here, the flood. Syria, or sorry, Sparta has flooding, and the king or the president, the dictator of Sparta, is not happy at all. Even the only road going from Syria underground, so as you see, it goes underground through Sparta to Zeeland directly, which connected to a highway which connected to Zeeland. Even the road connection now has been shut down because of the flood. So everything is bad because this was an industrial highway, which was very, very important for Syria. Even and since Syria paid $200 billion to build this major highway, so things are getting bad here. And we have news coming in that Spartan dictator has launched several attacks against the Musputin regime. They have targeted the Musputin lumber industry, which is the backbone of the entire Musputin economy. As you see, the only thing that is producing anything in Musputin is their lumber industry, and the king or the president of Sparta has decided to attack it, which is going to cause some huge, huge issues. In exchange, Sparta has, or Musputin has shut down their borders. So has Sparta, as you see. The war is getting worse, or the conflict. The war hasn't even started. This is just a conflict. As you see, there are fighter jets now attacking Musputin, coming all the way from Sparta. The conflict is getting much, much, much worse. The dictator of Sparta is demanding Musputin king to destroy the dam immediately and repay Sparta for all the damages that they have done. And as you see, Sparta continues attacking Musputin. Musputin has decided to respond back, and they have decided to attack Sparta. Instead of attacking their military base or their industry, they have decided to attack their civilization, or residential area, which the world is calling the king of Musputin, right? Because why is he attacking the civilians? Civilians are not the ones who are attacking Musputin. But in exchange, Sparta has launched even more attacks on Musputin. These attacks are much more effective and much more coordinated, and this now has resulted in a direct war. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first war between Musputin. As you see, the Musputin parliament is burning. Oh no, the king, or the castle, I guess, not the parliament, is burning. Oh, there's a fighter jet attacking, dropping bombs. Yeah, the war has now started between Musputin. As you see, the fighter jets are now going, attacking Musputin. Yeah, the war has started between Musputin and Sparta. And Musputin has now decided to shut down their airline, or not Musputin, sorry, Syria has decided that they are going to now shut down their airline to Musputin for safety concerns, and they have asked the Syrian citizens to evacuate from Musputin immediately. Okay, before I do that, let me see which one is the... This is the line that goes to Musputin, so Yeah, there you go. Asperia has now shut down their airline to Musputin. This is going to affect Musputin really badly as their economy is now already struggling because of this war and they're burning. Stuff is getting worse. And with Arrakis developing nuclear weapons, they're actually supporting Arrakis now. Or, sorry, Arrakis is not supporting Arrakis. Arrakis is supporting Sparta in their war with his Mesopotamian, while Asperia is supporting Mesopotamian because Asperia needs Mesopotamian's highway and railway connection to to Zealand, but it is also trying to negotiate between Sparta and Mesopotamian because Asperia wants Sparta and Mesopotamian to stop this war because the one that is getting affected most out of this is none other than Asperia. Because Asperia's economy is slowly crumbling. As you see, the traffic is now just getting worse in Asperia and the Arrakis International Highway. And because the Arrakis infrastructure is also collapsing, as I said in the last video, so go check out the last video if you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Arrakis infrastructure is collapsing. The international borders are not able to withhold the capacity that it needs to. Which is why it depended on this international highway between Asperia and Zealand through Sparta and the train line. But since that has been shut down, everything depends on through Arrakis. But Asperia doesn't like Arrakis, so yeah, things are getting a bit tricky for Asperia because Asperia needs Zealand's oil industry. This is the only thing, as you see, there are oil trucks at every second. And this is how much cargo is leaving and coming out of Zealand. And Asperia needs this industry. As you see now, even Zealand is starting to struggle because Zealand also needs Asperia because they're getting funded by Asperia. So yeah, the one getting most affected here is Asperia because of the conflict of Sparta and Mesopotamian. Let's see what is new here. Oh, they have shifted the water currents. It's no longer flooding here. Well, there's little spots, but oh, there's footage taking water out of this pond. What the hell? Oh, there have been deaths at a parliament building. That's a school, but we're gonna call it parliament building. At the parliament building, a senator has been killed. Breaking news: the Spartan senator has been killed, and the dictator now demands justice. The dictator of Sparta has decided to launch severe attack against Mesopotamian. They have launched what should I call earthquake? Is that earthquake? That is an earthquake. They have decided to launch terrorist attacks against Mesopotamian, and this was level 10 terrorist attack against Musputin. They have launched several coordinated attacks. Meteor? Oh no, I did a meteor. Oh no, I thought it was an earthquake. Well, that is what it is. We got to change the story now. Anyways, Sparta has now decided to launch a missile. Breaking news. Sparta has decided to launch a nuclear missile against Mesopotamian. The world is wondering, how did Sparta get nuclear weapons? The thing is, Sparta does not have nuclear weapons. The nuclear missile came directly from Arrakis. Arrakis has now signed a military agreement with Sparta, and they have given them a nuclear missile to launch at Mesopotamian. So where is this missile coming from? I don't see it yet. Well, we'll see. Anyways, as Mesopotamian is already struggling with their economy, they are now expecting a nuclear missile to hit their capital in just a few minutes. The world is watching. First nuclear attack in the world. How is Xperia going to react? How is the world economy going to react? How are the people going to react? And second of all, or most of all, how is the weather going to react? Because as we know, a nuclear war brings nuclear winter, which destroys everything. Let's see what is going to happen. Okay, I want like a good view. Where is it coming from? I don't see it. Let's go at the Capitol Parliament building of
Warning. Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area soon.
Musputin. So let's see. The Musputin king has already fled as the people are trying to flee, but there isn't much space for them to go. Musputin is tiny, and their borders are with the closest border they had was with Sparta, which has been shut down. So the people have been left to die. People are protesting in the street, even though there's a missile coming right there. As we see, the missile is about to take impact, and the missile has taken impact. The people have died. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Musputin has been struck by nuclear missile. The estimated death toll is 1 million. About 90% of Musputin has now been destroyed. The only thing remaining are few residential buildings in the southern district of Musputin and the castle of Musputin. Oh, I spoke too soon. The castle's gone. Oh no. Wow. As you see, Musputin is burning. Musputin has collapsed completely. The king fled, his castle destroyed. The dam has too been destroyed. Or, well, I'm not destroyed. Why can't I destroy it now? As you see, Musputin has a huge nuclear missile. Drop right there. Why can't I not destroy this? What is going on? There you go. So Sparta has now succeeded in their goal of destroying that dam, which they did, saved Sparta from flooding. But in return, Musputin has been completely destroyed. As you see, Musputin is gone. These are Spartan fighter jets that are flying over Musputin, conquering the land as we speak. They are taking over the remaining territories in the southern district where the people have fled immediately. There are some people stuck that are unable to leave. There are rescue jets coming to save them. This has caused some insane global tensions as Syria is now scared because even they haven't used nuclear weapons, but Iraqis who just gained nuclear weapons have already given them to somebody else to use them against another nation. This is going to cause a lot of issues. Breaking news: we have a Syrian prime minister, the president, telling that they are going into lockdown. They are shutting down all of their borders. Why can't I destroy it? Okay, yeah. They are destroying all their borders, land, road, train, with every nation. They have decided to practice isolation for the meantime for their safety concerns. As you see, there are Syrian fighter jets now flying all over their border with Iraqis as the tensions are rising. People are expecting there to be a major war between Syria and Iraqis, 2 nuclear weapons now in just few months. But is it going to happen? Nobody knows. But the tensions are at the highest they have ever been. As you see, Asperia has now completely destroyed all of their borders. This is going to ruin the world economy because as much as Asperia depended on Zelon, the world also depended on Asperia as they had major industry for production, manufacturing. They had ore industry, and they are the only nation with sea connection, with import and export facilities into the Pacific Ocean in the entire world, right? Because the other ocean is controlled by Zealand, this ocean is controlled by Asperia. So the world is going to struggle without Asperian ports. And Asperia has also decided to cut off their airline connection with Sparta. So, yeah. In exchange, they have also cut down their airline connection with Zelom as well. This is now causing major global economic issues. As we can see so far, Iraq's economy is struggling as well because they needed the ports of Asperia for exportation. As you see, even their ore industry is struggling, ore and farm industry of Arrakis, which is why the tensions between Arrakis and Asperia keep on rising. A war, possibly a nuclear war, between Arrakis and Asperia is now said to be inevitable. But whatever, let's look at Musputin, what is going on here. So the Musputin is now completely under the control of Sparta. Spartan, the dictator, has now announced that he will rebuild Musputin as a colony of Sparta. They will not have equal rights as Spartans, and they will be now slaves to Spartan industries or the dictator. And the few people that have been left, the population of Sparta has dropped to mere 50,000 people. A nation with population of over 500,000 people has now dropped to 50,000. I know it says 591, but we gotta exaggerate a bit. 50,000 people, that's it. That is it, people. 450,000 people have been killed by a nuclear bomb dropped on Mesopotamian, while the other 500,000 of Mesopotamian population have fled to neighboring kingdoms such as Zealand and Asperia, but now the borders of Asperia are closed, so they are using their highway with Zealand to escape to Zealand. Yeah, the tensions are at their highest. The war between Musputin and Sparta is almost concluding. They're just taking over the few remaining areas, very few districts. Yeah. What is gonna happen next? Is there gonna be a war between Asperia and Arrakis? Or are they gonna negotiate? Who is Sparta going to help? Arrakis or Asperia? I know even though Arrakis helped Sparta with a military agreement, but would Sparta still ally with Arrakis because Asperia has been there for them since day one? What is going to happen, guys? Find out in the next video. See you.